Shalom. I'd like to say all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, those who I learned this truth from, in the spirit of the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Wa Yahushai, and double honors or peace and blessings to the brothers out there who's laboring week in, week out, non-stop, 24/7, man, preaching this word, man, laboring. This is just gonna be a quick impromptu lesson. Today is May the 8th, 2018 or 2019, Salakia. Just gonna get a few scriptures. I'm gonna start at Habakkuk 2:12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity. And how was this place established? America, Canada, and where we reside, off the blood of our ancestors, which they were known as Gad, Reuben, Issachar, pretty much all of the tribes, were dwelling over here, the northern kingdom, and then the latter times, once Esau conquered our people, during the time of Christopher Columbus or Christopher Colon, which that'd be a good lesson to make, Christopher Colon, that was the actual name of the one who they call Christopher Columbus, because he was a so-called Jew. They helped fund the whole voyage, and conquest of these navigators who came over here and slaughtered our people, because they read about, they read in the Apocrypha, how the tribes got over here. So they knew that the rest of the tribes, apart from Judah, the kingdom of Judah, they knew that the rest of the tribes were in the western world, the western hemisphere. So what they did, they sent Christopher Colon. They sent him out with the Moors, because our people already been coming over here prior to Esau coming to power. So we knew the lay of the land. We had maps and so on, and they followed the maps, the atlas and so on that we had, the Catalan Atlas, and they came over here. So this is 2nd Ezra 13 and 40. I didn't even plan on getting into but this is what the Spirit led me to. So 2nd Ezra 13 and 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanazar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the water. So King Hosea, he was of the northern kingdom. Back when Israel dwelt in the land, he ruled over the northern tribes. Led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they will leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. Where was that further country? America. That they might keep their statutes, because prior to anybody dwelling in this land, King Solomon, he sent out the people of Tyre and Sidon, which they are known as the Phoenicians, and they would come over here, because it's going to explain that it took over a year and a half, to get to this land, and when King Solomon, when he sent out the Phoenicians, when you read in Kings, it took them about the same time. So you put 2 and 2 together, they would, because even that's why over there in Mexico, you have the head of the Olmecs, which those were Hamites, the Phoenicians who came over here, who King Solomon sent over here to get certain wood, certain exotic animals, and so on, elements and spices and bring over into the land of Israel back when King Solomon was in power. So prior to them coming over here, no one else inhabited here. No one else lived over here. Let me see if I could just find the reference and you could read it yourself for the younger brothers who may not know what I'm speaking. Let me see if I could find it. Slakia. This should be in the book of Kings. Hold on, I wanna find it. Let me see if I could find it quick. Hold on, I'm gonna pause this and find it. One moment. Yeah, Shalom. When you get 1 Kings 9 and 26, it says, and King Solomon made a navy of ships in Ezion Geber, which is beside Eloth, and on the shore of the Red Sea in the land of Edom. And Hiram sent in the navy his servants, shipmen that had knowledge of the sea, with the servants of King Solomon, and they came to Ophir and fetched from thence gold, 420 talents, and brought to King Solomon. Okay, and then also, it says, and the navy of Hiram that brought gold from Ophir brought in from Ophir a great plenty of almug trees and precious stone. And the king made the almug trees for the house of the Lord, for the king's house, harps and psalteries for singers. There came no such almug trees, nor were seen unto this day. And that wasn't the point, but I read that. It says, for the king had at sea a navy of Tarshish with the navy of Harem. Once in 3 years came the navy of Tarshish, which I believe Tarshish was Spain back then. So he had a navy of the Hamites, and he had a navy of men from Spain, whether they were Israelite foreigners, I don't know, or of the Japhetic stock, because those were the original people of that land. So bringing gold and silver, ivory, and apes and peacocks. So King Solomon exceeded all the kings of earth for riches and wisdom. Says once in every 3 years. So we're gonna get back to Second Esdras. Okay. Second Esdras, because it said once every 3 years, because it took our people over a year and a half to get here. So if you're to leave from Assyria or the Middle East and come over here back then, it would take a year and a half. So to leave from America and go back there would take the same time. It says, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their land in the time of Uzziah the king, whom Salmanazar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters. So came they into another land, into the land of Assyria. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would lead them all to the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. So this land was inhabited. It wasn't inhabited prior to prior to our people coming over here, that they might keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood. So when our people, when they went through to the Persian Gulf, going around the Horn of Africa, that's a very rough part of the sea. And the Most High, he held, He held that roughness or that tempest in that water, so our people could so our people were able to come over to this land, man. For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. This same region is called Asarif, which means new land. Arataza. Then dwelt there until the latter time, now when they shall begin to come. When the rest of the tribes were, came over here. I'm just gonna check something quick. Checking something very quick one. Bear with me. Yeah, the earth is Arataza in the Hebrew. Just double checking, man. Gotta double check, man. Make sure you're on point. Yeah, man. What else is there, man? Yeah, so pretty much what I was going to, that this kingdom was established on the bloodshed of our people, man. So it says, woe to him, Habakkuk 2:12, woe to him that buildeth a town in blood and establishes a city by iniquity. Behold, Slakia, behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts, but the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity, and for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bowel to him, maketh him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. So that's going into other philosophies, man. Teaching people false doctrines and so on. Which Esau, he took our Bible, said it's the law of the land, where he put it as supremacy of the land, but he doesn't follow this book. So him taking on this book as supremacy of the land, condemn themselves, because even the president, in order for you to become a president, you have to swear on the Bible. You have to take an oath on the Bible, and they don't uphold anything in this book, so they condemn themselves by doing that. So and then America is giving our people all kind of drunkenness, man, homosexuality, bestiality, incest, all type of wickedness. America is teaching our people, man. Worship of idols, even the worship of celebrities. That's why they call themselves idols. You have shows like American Idol and all that stuff. Because a celebrity in this world is just an idol, man. They're like a god who people worship. So, this whole place corrupted our people. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned into thee, and shameful spewing on thy glory. And that's what's going on right now, man. Where all these people are getting exposed, man. These high officials, people in society, these different organizations and so on. You damn Edomites are getting exposed for all your wickedness, man. And shameful spewing is coming upon thee. The apostles, they had a whole series on YouTube 5-6 years ago, if not longer. They had like I don't know how long that series was, maybe over 30 parts. Where they were going into that, man. Shameful spewing on Esau. And then every day, man, shameful spewing comes out on the damn Edomites, man. So this is just a quick lesson. So that, like to say, Kahalal, Yahweh, Bashim Yashai. The honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to all the brothers out there doing the works in truth and sincerity. So Kwame Yashawala, death and destruction unto this place, man.